Yeah. You really shouldn't waste all that hair gel, by the way, because it's really expensive.
The more I use, the more epic it gets.
I think we've got him back.
Right.
Isaac, are you there? Isaac, come back.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to our Wednesdays, Azael.
Thank you.
Yeah. How are you doing? How are you feeling? How's your day been? You got up early this morning, didn't you?
Yep. I'm feeling well. My day's going well. So, yep, everything's good.
What time is it in Canada at the moment? Because it's like nearly 5 o'clock over here in Germany.
Oh, it's 11 here. 11 a.m.
While we're at it, what's the weather like?
Yeah. Good question.
It's raining.
Raining?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's raining here as well. It's raining in the studio too. All right then, Isaac. Well, firstly, congratulations with your placing. You made it into the top 10. I do believe you were 6 in your tournament realm in America.
We had one team that was 4th and one team that was 6th.
That's what I was thinking,
okay.
you cheeky. Was your team that was 4th? Was it playing with a hunter as well?
No, that was we were tied with the team that was that. All we played was Roguelok Shaman on there. We had 2 Roguelok Shamans.
Okay.
Top 8.
All right, and they removed one of them, obviously, from the top 10. So, yeah, congratulations on that. How did that work out for you, the Roguelok Shaman? I mean, were you playing Destro, and what kind of things were concerning you in a tournament realm?
Well, yeah, I was playing Destro. Nothing much really was concerning us. We were pretty much just able to watch the other teams play and queue up and beat whatever teams got high whenever they did. So it all worked out really well for us. Basically, what we ended up doing was we log on one team, win a few games, get it to a safe position, and then log on our lower team and get that above our other team. We just kept going back and forth in between teams. So we always kind of had a safety blanket, and we could just keep working both our teams further and further up.
There's a bit of strategy then involved into climbing that ladder for you guys. Do you think that that some teams maybe, could you even say, abused or didn't think, you know, smart enough to actually get into the top 10? Because in Europe we had a couple of top teams miss out, you know, and actually like just playing too much and losing too many games. I mean, do you think that even dodging a few teams would have been a smart idea to get top 10?
Well, I mean, I definitely think that it can help, but I think, honestly, the biggest thing that sticks out for me is as far as people just using terrible strategy was Fnatic, and I mean, I just found it ridiculous. They were basically sitting in 9th place for
Fnatic, this is. Yeah.
Fnatic, and they never queued once the entire week. They waited until the round was about to go down, about 10 minutes before it's about to go down, to queue on their team. And at that point, they were about 10 points out. So they lost their game, and they tanked their team, and they knocked themselves out of qualifying spot. And I mean, they basically just waited all week and never played. You know, I just found that extremely
controversial.
Why do you think that? What I mean, 9th place. You're not safe at 9th place. In Europe, we had people playing to the very last moment of the tournament realm. I know, and they were actually messaging, you know, Blizzard afterwards, like instantly asking how they did. A few of them have contacts, but you know, obviously they wouldn't have said anything. But I mean, you know, why do you think they did that? I mean, surely that's suicide, and that's just going to kill them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they had 2 teams, like a lot of top teams had 2 teams, and I know they weren't doing so well on their lower team. So I guess the only thing I can really think is that they were scared to queue on their high team because they didn't want to tank that one, because they had really just been going up and down a ton on their other team. They were pretty much just chain playing games. I mean, they tanked it like 250 points or something the first time they played it, like way down low.
Wow.
They tried playing Warrior, Warlock, Druid, and that didn't go so well for them. They kind of tanked on that. So they got back on Roguelok Shaman, and I guess they were just nervous that they're going to tank their high team. But still, you know, you'd think that playing earlier in the week, at least if you lose, you have a chance to recover.
Yeah.
The way they did it, you know, they lost one game, and that was that. They kind of desperation queued and just lost them all at the end.
I mean, that's definitely some juicy, controversial news for, you know, all our hardcore viewers and all the sexy people over at Game Riot. But you guys are the favourites. going into, you know, you're definitely one of the favourites who people think are going to represent America at BlizzCon 2009. Would you say that, you know, you guys stand a good chance and that you could make it?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think that we've just been getting better and better as we play. And I mean, we pretty much dominated when we played on the tournament realm. We really weren't having trouble with any teams. I mean, we were able to farm basically every top team by the time the tournament realm was getting full.
Okay, well, let's pick your brains, actually, just for the audience a little bit.
UI, actually.
All right, we'll bring up your UI while I keep...
You know what?
God,
you know
you're
what?
in charge, aren't you, Matt?
I'm in
Matt's
charge,
in charge
yeah.
of the show.
I'm allowed to interrupt
I'm sorry.
you.
I'm not allowed to talk.
I've been interrupted so many times. This is the first show I'm allowed to interrupt you, so... Come on.
We've got guests on the phone, Matthew. Be nice. Come on.
Okay, but let's
We're going to bring up your
Azael's
UI, Azael.
Yeah.
It's gone crazy here in the studio.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. As people can see, you're playing a female warlock, human
information.
warlock, and quite a lot of keybinds. How many keybinds do you have in total, Azael?
I have, I think it was like 66 when I counted them or something.
66 or 56?
66.
So it's more than me. Damn.
Wow. Okay.
I have 5.
We will take a look at some of your glyphs coming up and some of your macros and keybinds, just for anyone at home who is going to be interested.
I want to pick his brains about that. I want to pick your brains for the audience, because the audience is watching, and you guys say you're kind of just face rolling people with your setup. I'm sure you're not face rolling. I'm sure it's very hard to play. But I mean, what works about it so well? What works about the Rogue, Shame, and Warlock so well that you're able to beat a lot of these top teams and stay at a very high placing?
Well, for me, I don't really think it's anything specific about the comp. I mean, we're pretty much only running it because that's what we play. I think that if it was an extremely overpowered comp, you'd see a lot more people. But I think, as far as I know, we're the only Roguelock Shaman in the world that qualified for the regional stage. So, I mean, it's just kind of, I think we have a really good group of players. We all want the same thing. We all want to keep getting better. And we have 3 people who I feel are some of, if not the best at their class.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Well, it definitely wasn't unexpected, especially after the Koreans, you know, heaped so much praise onto Collective, one of the best shamans in the world. Let's bring up some of your macros now. Just take a look at them and see exactly what you're using. I mean, these are pretty much some of the standardized Warlock macros. You've got Focus Sphere, Focus Coil, Focus Tongues. Do you want to tell people a little bit about how you use them and when you use them?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that basically all those, it's just really useful to have when you're DPSing a target. Like, you know, I'll get on whatever Ziz is on, say he's on the Rogue, and I want to fear the healer, right? I don't use Gladius or anything like that, and sometimes targeting can be somewhat awkward. So you have the person at focus at the start of the game, and you just hit your Focus Sphere or your Focus Death Coil, interrupt to heal or whatever, and you don't have to ever deselect the target that you're damaging. So it just definitely can make it a lot easier.
Right, and what would you say to people out there who don't use focus targets? Do you think it's essential for top-tier play?
Oh, definitely. I definitely don't think that you're really even kind of like maximizing what you can do if you're not using the focus window, because, I mean, it just shows you so much more. You're able to really keep track of what people are doing, whether they're in line of sight or not.
And let's bring up some of your other macros. You've got Focus CS, Self-Devour CS, Self-Devour, sorry, and also Teammate Devour. When do you normally use those? What kind of situations?
Well, obviously, to get my team out of CC, like one of the big weaknesses about the setup is we have no real dispel, you know. We have an offensive purge, but we have no dispel for sheeps and things like that. So if Collective gets caught in a fear when his Tremor gets killed or anything like that, I'm definitely trying to get him out. And I mean, a lot of RMPs, the mages will just sit there and try to spam poly.
Yeah.
Collective obviously will.
With your pet Devour, that's an 8-second cooldown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and I noticed in the American TR that 9th and 10th place were RMPs. Now, most of the time you were playing maybe versus Shadowclee, the Death Knight Warlock Paladin in TR. You know, I'm speculating here. I'm sure there's other you were playing against as well. But the RMPs that you played against, where Devour is probably very, very important to use to keep your DPS, keep your pressure up. Do you feel that the American RMP still doesn't compare to the European, and you might have had a harder time? Because in Europe, I think 7 out of the 10, top 10s were RMPs, and only 2 here in America.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that we had a lot of success against the RMPs, and I think that given more time to practice against, whatever our teams are playing, I feel that we can be successful. I think that the European RMPs probably are still better, but there's at least a complexity playing in now. And there's, Real's team, which is pretty good as well, Fuchs and them. So, there's at least some teams that are running at a pretty high level. But I kind of feel that some of the American teams are somewhat at a disadvantage simply because when you're not practicing against the best, it's hard to be able to be ready for them,
Yeah. Are you guys all, because in Europe we're all on, same BG. Are you? I heard the Americans kind of, are they still playing all together in the same BG versus the best, or is it kind of split up a little bit now?
It's pretty split up now.
That's
honestly.
what I heard.
Most people don't really care too much about live servers anymore, just because of kind of how ridiculous it is with engineering and everything like that.
So, do you get like a lot of free engineer teams running around nuking people from half health to 0? Then is there?
Yeah, and the new flavor of the month thing seems to be double rogue teams because with the tricks of trade glyphs, they can both just pop tricks of the trade on each other, and they each get like 25% more damage. They both wear full PvE gear and just open on you and pop all their engineering stuff and every cooldown at once, and they can just kill anything in like under a second. It's ridiculous.
Really? What, double rogue priest? Or double rogue
2, double rogue priest, and double rogue whatever.
That comp was in Season 3, actually came a little bit popular in Europe. There were a couple double rogues priests, but it was actually quite fun to play and also defend against. But yeah, engineering might have tipped it a bit OP.
Yeah, Druid, Warlock, Warrior was quite popular as well, simply because the Warrior and Rogue could synergize and really save up all that rage and energy, and play multi-target, switch over when someone was 5-point exposed. But anyway, sorry, enough. Let's talk about some of your keybinds and how you play. We're going to bring up a list of your keybinds, actually, Azael, and you told us what mods you used earlier. We've got Pratt's Trinket Menu Wardrobe. I guess you don't use many mods simply because you're a professional player and you can't actually use these at tournaments.
Yeah, well, those mods don't even really do anything.
Yeah.
It's just, I have lots of random trinkets, so Trinket Menu is just nice to be able to swap my trinkets without having to look in my bags for them. Wardrobe I just have, obviously, for if I want to do PvE or whatever, I can just swap my PvE set without looking in my bags, same thing. And the only reason I have Pratt is because I like to be able to copy links out of chat.
Yeah. And let's take a look at your keybinds. Shadowbolt 1, Immolate 2, Corruption 3, Agony 4, Conflag 5, 6, Searing Pain. I'm going to scroll through them. Maybe you could talk a little bit about, your setup here.
Well, honestly, I've been playing a Warlock forever now, so a lot of it is pretty much just whatever I was used to, and it's just things that I've been comfortable with for a long time. So it's really hard to change. I've changed some binds over time, obviously, trying to optimize and everything like that. But for the most part, there's no particular rhyme or reason for most of the binds. They're just kind of what I've played with for so many years and what I'm comfortable with.
Yep. And I can see your assist targets are all on F1, F2, F3. Tell us some of the thinking behind where you positioned your keybinds.
Well, obviously, you want to have your most important abilities keybound on things that are really comfortable to press, for me, some things that you have to be able to hit really fast, obviously, is like spell lock on D, and your devours are really important, so I have that on C, Control C, and V, all things that are easy to press. Things that are less important, obviously, can go further over to the right side of the keyboard.
Or be used with Shift or Control.
Yeah, exactly. It's just things that you don't need to hit as fast, so it's just not as important. You don't need those really good binds for them.
Well, thanks a lot for your time, and thanks for giving us some insight.
I also notice, Azael, you've got vent binded on your mouse free, buddy. That could be a spare key. Why have you binded vent? Most people, I use voice activated.
You use Skype? Oh, voice. Yeah.
Oh well, I don't know. I could never get it to work, so I just always use push to talk.
All right.
Thanks for sharing so much stuff with us. I mean, how's life in Canada? Let's gravitate away from WoW for a bit.
That's great. I don't know. I like Canada.
What kind of music do you listen to while you play?
Lately, I've been listening to like a lot of like electronic music, like trance, electro, all that kind of stuff. Just because it's pretty nice to be listening to when you're just trying to like
When you're
listen to
dotting
some
people
kind
up.
of mindless or whatever. Just something in the background music is good for.
All right, I want to ask you a question as well, just randomly. This is for a beer, okay? You ready to play a quiz for a beer? One question.
All right, what is it?
All right, it's about warlocks. It's the test, all right? You're not allowed to bring up, like, Wowhead or anything, right? Curse of Doom, the level 80, rank 3, does how much damage after 1 minute?
Oh, fuck.
Come on. I'll give you 3 options. Do you want 3 options?
Sure.
All right, it's either 6,300, 7,300, or 8,300.
I'm going to say 6,300, but I don't really know. I haven't used that ability in forever.
I know, that's why I was testing. No, fortunately you're wrong. You owe me a beer at the next event, Azael, and I'm holding you to that. It was actually 7,300.
Okay.
So there you go.
So that was
win.
a tough one. That's unfair. You can't put people on the spot like that, Jay.
I can't. He's one of the
It's
best
mean.
warlocks, man. He should. Not that he's ever going to use that ability, but you certainly should know that. Also, Azael, I've quit my guild.
Though, and I wouldn't have known how much it did. I don't
Yeah.
really pay attention.
I don't know how much my Mortal Strike does. Probably because it misses most of the time because I have rubbish gear. I also want to say I've quit my guild in America. By the way, where is everybody in America playing these days? Are you playing Horde or Alliance?
I'm playing Alliance on Tychondrius on BG9.
Are you? Where's Hafu playing at?
She's in my guild as well. Same.
I've got an Alliance Paladin. I'm fully geared out, mate. I've even got stuff from Old War. Can I come over and join you just for some random games? I'm really good.
You can.
I am so good, Azael. Seriously, I'm totally like macroed up. I can press Alt mouse wheel down, and I'll flash of light you. Yeah, from Art of War.
Sounds like a pretty
If I press
fantastic
Alt,
bind.
huh? What?
Sounds like a pretty fantastic bind.
Pretty fantastic bind, and I can even dispel you with a macro as well. And sometimes I might even bop you.
You're going to be bitterly.
I'm in the team. Tell Ziz he's out.
You're going to be bitterly disappointed, Azael. I mean, you'd be better off getting out your pet chicken than having Jay in the team.
Well, I think that's a bit harsh. That's not on the list of lovely things to say to me, is it?
Well, let's go fishing after the show.
All right then, Azael. Unless there's anything else Matt would like to say to you, we're going to have your shout-outs. I know it's been a bit random. I also would like to. I want to always keep on WoW with professionals like yourself. What do you think's going to win BlizzCon? Comp or team?
Roguelock Shaman, Team EG.
All right. And any last shout-outs before we let you go?
Just my team, and go check out our new website, myeg.net.
Yeah, and you've got some really cool videos on there as well coming out, haven't you? Video guides.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm working on, it's like a dueling guide kind of thing, basically, just showing people how to play, tips, tricks, that kind of thing.
Can you tell us, I don't know, to put you on the spot again, even though you lost last time, to even up the pints, maybe, could you give us one tip or trick for a warlock that some warlocks might not know? Even if it's situational, say Matt attacks you as a level 2 rogue, what do I do? That kind of thing, it's all right.
Better watch out.
Well, basically, like the things I'm just trying to teach people in the video is just, what the best way to use like Spelllock is, how to fake cast, just like all the different things. Like for example, the first video I'm making is just basically duels against Benruki and showing people what's best suited against mages, how to use Demon Portal, when to use Spelllock, things like this. So
that sounds really impressive, actually. I definitely would look forward to watching those, and I'm sure our audience would as well. So they'll be able to check them out. Is it over at Team EG?
My EG.
My EG. Quite soon. So,
is it .com? .net? I've forgotten. It's myeg.com, isn't it?
I'll find it.
myeg.net.
.net.
But
okay.
I can link it to Matt or whatever when it's done. So should be sometime soon.
Awesome.
Right. I'm joining your guild, so last shout-outs before I join your guild and everything goes crazy. Don't kick me out like people do to Serenia, by the way. That's not cool.
Don't make any promises. You don't know what he's capable of.
All right,
you transfer over, you can definitely join up.
where does Reels play, by the way? Is he in your guild?
No, he's not. I have no clue where he's playing right now.
Right.
Oh, I like Reels.
To mark the end of the interview,
Go
let's play some trance for you. Let's get a bit of trance in the background. There we go.
All right, so to shout, you can give some shout-outs to the trance, and then we say goodbye, Azael. And I'm really sorry you joined us on the show that Matt organised. I promise it won't happen again.
All right, thanks.
All right. No shout-outs. Right, we'll catch you later, Azael, and we'll check you out on my EG.
All right, great.
Cheers. Matt, that was totally chaotic, by the way.
That was a great show.
I don't know. What music do you like? Do you think he likes this trance song?
Possibly. Maybe he'll leave a comment below after the show's over.
You've got some moves there.
Yeah, I got
Don't
some
bust
moves.
them too hard, because if you bust them too hard, you break them.
That's true. You know what? Sorry about my lame attempt at Canada and insult earlier. I'm too nice to really insult you, Jay, and that's why I printed this off.
Mate,
Let's go to the library.
It's going on my wall. Let's go
Let's
to the library.
play a game of frisbee.
What else have you got on the
Go
show, Matthew?
sightseeing.
What else have you got to stimulate
Let's
my
be best
wow
friends.
needs?
Or maybe not.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Come on, entertain
Are
me.
you quite touched?
Imagine
that I
I'm the
printed that off
audience.
for you. You must be quite touched.